Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Ganesh IT. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Hi.
Yeah, hi. So before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Krishna. So the market right now I'm supporting project based and service based and product based. More I'm supporting on the product based companies and products which is deployed especially on the three clouds, Azure, AWS, GCP. Recently I have supported for the Binamo application which is deployed on the Azure and Kuku FM application on the Azure. So this is about me, and so I would like to know a one line or two lines from you guys, that how do you know about the Azure DevOps, and is someone suggested you to take this, switch to this domain, or how did you know about this, and what are the your expectations of this?
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Krishna. This is Surya.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm a .NET developer. Well, I have 5 years of experience.
Mhm.
So yeah, we are using DevOps, Microsoft DevOps
Okay.
for ticketing system. So I wanted to learn Azure. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
you are already on the platform, but you need to enhance your skill and your career, right?
yes, yes.
That's nice, actually. Any other one?
Yeah. Hi, Krishna. This is Praveen here.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. So myself, Praveen, currently working as an automation test engineer.
Mhm.
So I just want to cross-skill myself into the DevOps area, since
Mhm.
many of my teammates are playing a dual role in both the DevOps and automation testing. So yeah, I just want to take up the new opportunities in the field of DevOps and to move to the different domain internally to pursue new challenges. So yeah, I'm just interested to learn the DevOps. Yeah, I have seen many cloud platforms are readily available like AWS, GCP, Azure. But I can see now we have many upcoming and migration projects are available on Azure. So based on that, so I would like to pick up the Azure environment in DevOps. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. A nice decision. Yeah, hi Karthik. Okay.
Hi.
Yes. Would you like to share anything? Okay. No issue.
Hello, Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Hi,
Vijay.
Krishna. This is Vijay. I'm from Hyderabad, but I'm based out of London. It's been two years. I'm
Okay.
working for Genpact as an assistant manager.
Okay.
I'm playing dual roles as a project manager and also as a technical manager
Technical.
in
Okay.
Genpact UK. It's a UK project.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to learn DevOps from the very scratch. So
Okay.
I have an idea regarding Microsoft Azure. Like this is Azure is our cloud platform. So I
Yes.
would like to make a new career through Azure DevOps since it is booming now.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I received a notification through Facebook and I contacted Ganesh today in the morning and I've joined the session as he referred to me.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Yes, you're doing good job, and yes, you need to know about this because it's very necessary to you. Okay, so let
Yeah.
me start. So Azure DevOps, the term is Azure and DevOps. Azure is came from the Microsoft only. So previously, Microsoft is having its own products, but in the market, the first Google has came with the cloud computing technology, and then after AWS came into the cloud computing technology. Already Microsoft is exist in the market with the Microsoft own products, because most of the people are using the Microsoft products only, but they have not in mind. So then they came into the market with the cloud computing technology with the high competition to the AWS and GCP, because everyone is already exist on the Microsoft, and it is very easy to integrate with the cloud computing and the Azure. So that's why the projects are more in the Azure. That is the first thing actually. So let me tell you about the architecture of the Azure. So why the cloud computing is invited into the market? The first thing, the first we need to know about the cloud computing. Cloud computing is a technology first. So this technology, Azure, AWS, and GCP, IBM, and other services are adapted. Means they have took this cloud technology and they developed their own products, their own services on this technology. So that's why it is called as Azure Cloud, AWS Cloud, GCP Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, like this. Previously, there is a Oracle Cloud is there, but they are not, Oracle is not having a models. Okay, there are models. Like what are the models actually? Models are IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. These models are not there. Even IBM also having, but they are not there. They're only supported on the IaaS perception, but they're not supported on the platform as a service and software as a service. But when this cloud computing they came with these three models. Then these three clouds are developed their resources and their products, which is support of these models. Okay. So nowadays in the world, three cloud service providers are the competition. But among them, why we are only choosing Azure? The first advantage we already discussed in the first. So already existing customers are there on the Microsoft products, and it is very easy, and they know already about the Microsoft. So that's why they are switching. So that is not 100%. That is among like a 20-30% in the, like we can consider as a 20%. So why the rest of 80% on the Azure cloud? So before that, let me tell you about the some underlying architecture of this cloud computing. So why this cloud computing came into the market means. So I talk about the data centers. I talk about the data centers. Data centers is a must to host our application. So what is a data center? First of all, so just it is a sample image I took. Okay. So data centers are in buildings only. So data center is nothing but assembling of a physical components or machines at one point and get connected each other, and we are accessing that on the internet. So that is from one point is called data center. So what are the components inside? Servers, databases, firewalls, routers, switches, so computers. So all this at one point and get connected each other, and that is able to access on the external network. Right. So I'm a developer. I have a code, and I would like to release my idea, this my code of idea into the market. So this Corona situation is a very good situation to release my application into the market. Then I can earn a lot of profits. So for to deploy an application and make it available in the market or in the internet, so I need to build my own data center. So for that, I need to go for, I need to take a lease of building. I need to buy the servers. I need to buy the licensed operating systems. I need to hire a engineer, skilled engineer. So it will going to take 6 months to 1 year of time, right? So it is going to consume your time. The first thing is time. Time is precious, right? You don't know after 1 year is this situation will be there or not. A lot of changes will come, right? But right now, the present situation is a good situation for you to release your app. So you would like to deploy your app and make it available on the internet within 3 days or within 2 days. The only responsibilities of you is you need to market your, or you need to advertise your application. Right. So when this cloud computing came, so they are said, means any cloud, you can say cloud service provider you can take. They are saying that we have a data centers across the world. You don't need to create your own data center. So we have a data centers, and every data center is connected and with the disaster recovery. So let me tell you about the term of disaster recovery. Okay. So many people are already know about the metro. Just an example, I'm taking in Hyderabad or Bangalore, anything. Okay. Or Delhi, Chennai. So metro is having a 2 points, endpoints. Especially if you talk about the Hyderabad, in the Hyderabad, Uppal is the 1 point, and one more point is Miyapur. Okay. The metro rail is going to this in between these two endpoints. This is not only the endpoints. These two are the data centers, DC. So about this metro operation, means ticketing, everything, the communication and everything is happening from the Uppal data center only. Means in the Uppal building, so there are some servers. Which servers are there? IBM servers are there. All metro in our India are using IBM Linux servers. Chennai, Metro, Bangalore, you can take any of the metro in India. They are from L&T only, but they're taking this IBM Linux servers. They're using that. Okay. So if something was happen or something issues happen in the Opal, then this all operationals will going to switch to the Miyapur. This is called disaster recovery or data recovery. These two are the data centers only, but why we are calling with a different name? Because it is switching. It is primary and it is secondary. It is secondary. So uh, this disaster recovery is also available in our data, among our data centers also. Azure is telling, and every cloud service provider also telling the same thing. Okay. Now, so I can use a data center. I can log into the Azure console and I can create my own service, my own server by selecting the region. Means in the all over the world, Azure is having a region. Okay, 60 plus regions, 60 plus availability zones, you can say. So there is a terms region and availability zones. Let me tell you about that. So this box is a region. Inside this box, there are availability zones. There are availability zones. This region we are calling with the East US. Okay, 1, 2 like this. So this is a logical boundary. Combining of these three availability zones, we are calling it as a region or central India like that. Okay. So in this region, availability zones will be available. AZ1, AZ2, AZ3. Like this. Every availability zones are interconnected with the local internet service providers. These agents are actual data centers. Actual data centers. Okay. So whenever we're creating any server, we are creating on this agent only, not on the region. We are creating on this agent. So this is the physical data center which Azure has built. Okay. We are creating server here. So why the three availability zones? Each availability zone will maintain 500 to 1000 kilometers far. So each data center is maintaining a distance of 500 to 1000 and more. So they have not released any exact distance between the availability zones. So we don't know exactly, but they are maintaining a high distance. And these three data centers are interconnected. See, If I created my server here and I deployed an application here, if something was happened here and this data center is collapsed, some earthquake or tsunami, something was happening in this area and this data center is not no longer. So my application is worldwide. My application is India wide. So because of depending on this availability zone, I cannot lose, right? So I need a backup. So where I can take the backup. So you can take the backup from the second availability zone. So this earthquake can affect up to 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers, right? But not 1,000 kilometers or 2,000 kilometers. If this is also affected, you can take from the availability zone 3. If this is also affected, then total region is affected. If East US 1 is effective, you can take from the East US 2. Means you can take a backup from the second region, one more region from the one more country, which is present in the another country. Like Central India, you can go with, you can Middle East countries, okay? It is having a, Azure is having a regions across the world, geographic regions. So this is the advantage of cloud computing, and Azure also is maintaining the same technology, and they have developed a lot of products on the Azure. So that's why they need to identify differently because they are from our childhood already. Microsoft is, so they have already with the name of Microsoft, but their cloud should be identified as a different. So that's why they given the name of Azure as a different. Okay. So like this, the network will be going to connect. All the data centers will connected with the ISP networks. Okay. So on this cloud, so data centers are created, right? So we already discussed the use case of the cloud computing. So my time is going to consume, right? More time. I don't want to waste my time. And even I would like to save my budget also for my application. If physical data center is there, I need to buy a server, but I need to use that server for 3 days only. After my usage, what should I do with that server? So if I sell that also, I don't know other guy will going to buy it or not from me, right? Waste of the money. So I will buy a server without putting of 40,000, 20,000, 30,000, but no use. Only for 3 days I cannot put 20,000, right? So there is a concept available on the cloud, pay as you go. How much you use, that much you can pay. You can create a server on the Azure cloud and you can use that for 1 hour. You can pay for 1 hour only. Use 1 day, you can pay for 1 day only. Use for 1 week, you can pay for 1 week only. So that concept, pay as you go. Okay. So on this cloud, so these options are available. Okay. Pay as you go, and as well as we need to deploy our application on the cloud. It is very easy. So that's why more projects are migrating from physical data center to cloud, because it is very headache to the customer to maintain the physical data centers. Nowadays, bank also is using the cloud only, because the first who are using the physical data centers more is banks only. But now every bank is using the cloud, because they need to host the internet. Banking is came, mobile banking is came and all. So a lot of transactions are in the public only, means on the internet only. So they need to be very fast, because the competition is more in the banking. Insurances are more. So smart work is more in the internet right now, but they need to be more secure. So we're going to apply the security cloud, and we're going to give the low latency communication cloud. So these are the advantages by using the cloud. So that's why more projects are deploying into the cloud, especially on the Azure side, because security is more. Banking customers are moving more into the Azure cloud only, because they are providing more security than the AWS and GCP. So we are deploying our application, right? So we need to update it. We need to update it, right? For the update, we need some automation. For example, I have deployed my application. Okay? I have deployed my application on the Azure cloud with the 1.1.0 version. You can check your application, your phone pay, Paytm, any Walmart application, any other application, your mobile. Every application will have some version, right? This is a version. So they will put like this v1.1.0 like this. If you observe, after 15 days from your Play Store or your from App Store, you will get one more update. Please update your application like that, right? When you are updating your application, it will going to happen in within seconds, like within a minute. Within a minute only, your app will be updated and you will be able to use the same services on the application. And here you are not going to take any downtime. The application is not going to take any downtime. But if you observe in the past times, like in the 2010, 2011, 12, to update something, everyone will take a downtime. You may seen some notifications from the banks, like in the night from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. services are down, like that notifications. So that is called downtime. Have you ever seen nowadays from 2019 anyone is taking any downtime, or any online commercial sites like Walmart and other sites are taking any downtime? Have you ever seen this banner? No. Then why? Because of DevOps. So I have deployed over there, and the second version, when it is updating means 1.1.01, it is going to update. So here it is not, they are not taking any downtime. Okay, they're not going to take any downtime because of DevOps methodology. So before this DevOps methodology, so there are two methods: waterfall method and agile method. Waterfall method, agile method. So what is this waterfall method and agile method? Waterfall method is like this: a steps. Every step is a stage. So this is a planning stage, code stage, build stage, test stage, release stage, deploy stage, like this. Every stage. Let's assume these are the steps. I pour water here, and this water will be go down like this, right? Downstream. If at build stage, at build step, if I broke this water flow, okay, can this downstream water can be, it will come automatically up? No, right? It will not come up. The same way, when developers are done any code in this waterfall method, okay, so if any of the stage, the code got failed, then we cannot reuse that code. Again, we need to develop from the start. So that is waterfall method in the 1990s and 2000 up to 2011, I think. This method has used. So after this, agile method came to avoid this such a complications. So what is this agile method will do? This agile method also having the same stages, but a slight difference with advantages. Okay. Same plan stage, code stage, build stage, and test stage. So in the testing, here you can do iterations with the pieces of your code. You can take, you can do your code as a pieces, okay? Like 1, 2, and 3. And you can test this piece of codes in different environments like UAT, test, dev, or QA, pre-prod, and last one is the production. Here, the manual efforts is more. For testing and releasing purpose, you need manual approval from your superiors more, from the client more. Okay, in this agile methodology. This is called iterations. So here also some more manual efforts is there, right? Manual efforts. The engineer should be sit more time, and he need to give the more time. So for the update, he need to more time, and it will they need to follow the release calendar more. And here also they need to take sometimes downtime because he need to get an approval from the client and all. To avoid these complications also, DevOps method came. Okay, DevOps method. So if I show the picture of DevOps, you can see. So same stages: plan stage, code stage, build stage, test stage, release stage, deploy stage, operate stage, monitor stage. Right. For example, v1.1.1.1 is deployed. The application is having with this version. So to deploy this version, this application is crossed all the stages: plan stage, code stage, build stage, test stage, release, deploy, operate, and all. So users are reporting some feedback that this application is having some bug. We need to resolve that bug, right? So the developer should know about that bug. Then what they will do? The planning team will take that feedback and all, and they will inform to the planning team, and the planning team will be going to conduct a call with the developers and all, with the client and all. Then they will plan for the resolution. Then the developer will do the code, right? Then they will build the code, test the code, then they will release the code, and then they will deploy the code, then they will operate the application, then they will monitor the application if any issues are creating in that. So this cycle is infinity. Then 1.2 will come. If in 1.2 also any bug or any change need to be done, then again it will go for the planning team: code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, monitor. So this cycle is infinity cycle. You can see the symbol of DevOps also, infinity. So in this infinity cycle, it is continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. So it is in infinity. It is not going to break. This method, this is not a technology. This is a method. DevOps is a method. So this method is need for every software to develop their application. So that's why it is calling as a SDLC, software development life cycle. So where this software development life cycle is happening? On the cloud platform, right? So that's why Azure DevOps. And there is a one more purpose to call this Azure DevOps. So in the market, to DevOps, to integrate this DevOps methodology, to do automations, we have many open source tools outside. Then why Azure is having a separate services in the Azure and is maintaining a separate portal for it? So Azure is telling you are already on my cloud, no need to take any third party or standalone tools support. The same kind of option, the same kind of work, my service also will give to you. You can use that. So those are the services, only DevOps services. Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipeline, Azure test plans, and artifacts. One service is equals to many tools in the market. So this is the big advantage. Azure boards is equals to Atlassian tools like Jira, Remedy, IBM Remedy tool, like many other ticketing tools. And repos is equal to GitHub, GitLab, okay, Bitbucket, SVN, and all. Azure pipeline is equal to Jenkins, Travis AI, Bamboo, TeamCity, like this, many tools. Artifacts, Nexus, JFrog, and other storage accounts and all. Test plans. For testing, it is a separate service, is in inside the Azure to test the applications. So for this also, there are a lot of tools available outside in the market for the different purpose. So these 5 services are very mandatory to automate your things. So these services are comes under the model software as a service. These are not a platform as a service or a infrastructure as a service. These are comes under software as a service. So this is for only to automate your code only, automate your framework of your program. Once it is automated, that is going to run or perform on a server on a some compute platform. It is called platform as a service. This platform, this server is where in your infrastructure, your own created infrastructure on the cloud or a data center. So that is infrastructure as a service. So that's why these three models are needed. Okay. See, infrastructure as a service upon this platform as a service upon this software as a service. We will use someone as message. We will use Azure Docker, Kubernetes, and all. Just I'm telling you about the introduction about the Azure DevOps. Okay. So these services, this DevOps services are we are using on the Azure. That's why it is calling as Azure DevOps. Now the question: why only the Azure? Why not the AWS? Why not the GCP? Any other cloud like Linode, Tencent, DigitalOcean, and all? Because first point we already discussed that already existing customers are there, and second point is security is more, and third point is it is very user friendly. It is very user friendly means you will be able to understand the UI, the user interface. If you go and check the AWS and other GCP, it is a slight complicated to understand, but in the Azure it is very easy to understand with the icons. Icons are very easy to understand, and it will give you. Let me show you the user interface. So this is an AWS. Let me log in here. Yep. So this is AWS. If you see, so this is like this. If I log into the Azure, it is like this. If you move your cursor here, it will automatically open and description and everything. You can here, you can check the what is use of this service, the resource and all. See, very easy. And icons are very easy to understand. The coloring also very easy. If I open the Google, see, so there are, it is not showing with icons and all. See, if I'm also moving my cousin and all, you need to click, you need to select by reading only. It is not easy. The diagrams are not easy, and some options also very difficult to understand. But if it is in the Azure, it's very easy. See, if I click here also, so it will show like this, okay, and all. If I click on all services, all resources, you can download the app and also you can use this Azure services. Showing with the icons and automatically enabling a normal pop-up and all. User interface is very easy. And the integrations is very easy with the Azure. Security is more. So every customer who is moving to the clouds, they will look for a Gartner. So in the world, so there is a company is there, Gartner, Magic. They will do analyze of every cloud service provider every quadrant in a year. They will decide with the advantages and disadvantages. So according to the infrastructure as a service, AWS is in the top. I'm not telling that Gartner is still. So Gartner, Magic, cloud service provider, Azure. You can check it out in Azure official site. AWS is in the top. The next, Microsoft, Google, Alibaba, Oracle, Tencent, IBM, Huawei, Cloud, like this. The leaders. But why the more projects are moving to the Microsoft? Because of these advantages. Because of these advantages. User friendly, security, and everything is more. The only thing is Amazon is that is able to expand more. Integration is way other tools can be integrated very easy, but that's why the security little less for it. Now Amazon is investing more into the security. But if you check about the Microsoft, still some of the projects, not some, most of the projects which are deployed on the AWS also, they will use Active Directory from Azure only. They'll use mailing purpose from Azure only. They use Outlook from Azure only. So this is advantage of Azure. Any doubts as of now? So that's why the market is boom. The Azure market is boom in the right nowadays, and this domain is not going to exist. It is not going for only 2 years or 3 years. It's not like that. So I'm guaranteeing that up to 20-25 years. Okay, no other technology will come and beat this technology. So in the world right now, if you list the top trending technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud DevOps. So that's why lack of engineerings on the DevOps engineering is less. They need more people on it to work to automate the projects and all, because the more projects are migrating to the cloud, they need to do automate. They need services, DevOps services. So that's why they need DevOps engineers, and they are giving high packages to them also. Here, the coding is not going to involve, only scripting. You need to know how to use a service or a resource. That's it, or a tool. You're not going to develop anything new. Already existing services are there, which is already developed. You need to know how to use it to resolve one issue, to resolve, to automate something for your project. So that is your job. Okay. So is it clear up to now? Is anyone having any doubt? Please let me.
Yeah, Krishna, so far it's good. My question is like, how do you suggest for a non-IT person to get into DevOps, Azure DevOps?
Yeah. So non-IT person means completely as a non-tech, completely non-tech or non-IT one?
I would say a person who is having an experience in technical support
Technical
from
support.
from a tech support
Yes.
background.
Yeah. So it is very good to have with this, because in technical support is not, you will not feel growth, and if it is a growth also there, so you'll be going to work on the repetitive work. It is not going, he is not going to feel challenging life and very luxury life and all. Means his brain will be there only in some sector, in some level of knowledge
Exactly.
only. Yes. So means
Exactly.
yeah, he need more respect in that sector. They get, they will not get more respect also, as of my knowledge. So if we come this side, switching to this side, so here you're automating an applications. You'll feel like, oh, this for this project. If you work for the Google, if you work for the Zomato, if you work for the Apple and all, so you'll feel proudly. First thing is you'll feel proudly for, I'm working for this company, I'm working in this project. The first thing. The second thing,
Yeah.
you're going to know about the architecture and the underlying work, uh, the underlying work technology of that company, of that an application. So that feels you more and all, and the respect is more in this domain. The first thing, the second thing, and third thing. And one more is you will get high package because this
True.
work is mandatory here. So the client is also needed you. He will give you respect. He will pay you more. And here, no pressure and all. Yes. So there are some pressures when the application is goes down, but it is not always that you need to be pressure. You need to take the pressure. In 8 hours of your job, you're going to work only 4 hours, not completely 8 hours. If it is a tech support, you need to work 8 hours to 8 hours on. You'll get hardly 1 hour of break for the lunch. And but here, it is not like that. You're working on some automation part. So they will give you a time for you to think. So that's why there are some sprint, call it as a sprints. 15 days, they will give you the time. And after in the 15 days, they will ask you, what is your update? What is your work progress? Means they'll give you respect. This is the respect here. They'll give you the time to think, and you can research, you can do, and then you can show us your improvement. Then you can show us your work progress to us. Every 15 days, they will ask. This is one thing. And one more thing, if you learn this, wherever you go in the world, you will get a job. Means you have a skill on the Azure DevOps or cloud computing or DevOps tools. Where in which country you go, you will get a job because this market is everywhere. So it
Yes,
is
Krishna, that's true.
very
I
nice to,
100% agree with you.
it is, I can say mandatory to take because a lot of people are lag over there only, and the requirement is more in the market right. So it's this is the right stage to jump into this domain because after 2 3 years, so this domain also now, normally the interviews and all everything is going on, means to, if the candidate is known 50% 60% of knowledge, and they will ready to take, and they will ready to pay you, and they will train you, and they will teach you and all. But after 3 or 5 6 years, this competition is will more because now you can see the younger generation is more intelligent than us, and they are only our competition, and they will give, if when the peoples are 100% in the competition, it is very hard to get the job. This is a perfect time because migrations are going. So after all projects are migrated, then this competition on. Is your doubt clear, Vijay?
Yeah. Yeah, Krishna. Thank you.
Still anyone having any confusion, doubts, query, anything, you can feel free to ask me.
So Krishna, can you help us what exactly we are going to learn in Azure DevOps? Like what tools we are going to learn and how we are covering the topics and how many weeks or duration does it takes the time to complete this particular course? Maybe can you help us with these details?
Yeah, sure. After this call, you can ping to Ganesh. Ganesh will going to share the syllabus content. And here in this course, we are going to learn about the DevOps services plus with tools also, standalone tools. So without understanding a standalone tool or a open source tool, so you don't know why this Azure is using this service. You need to know about the tool. Then only whenever any interviewer or any purpose came to work, so you'll get to know. So this is the advantage of using this service, and I need to do some uh, configurations here. You will get understand. So I'm going to teach in this course of equivalent tool, which is open source, and as well as a service in the Azure, and on the software as a service part. And the dev portal means previously, just before I show you, right, Azure DevOps, artifacts, test plans, pipelines, and all. With that, we are going to learn about the Azure cloud also. So in the Azure cloud, so there are some modules which are mandatory for every project. So to deploy any project, we need that modules only. We need that resources. So that resources we are going to learn in our course also. So with this, so already platform as a service, Kubernetes, Docker, okay, these things also we're going to learn, Terraform in our course. So with our course, I can guarantee you that a 3 years of experience candidate, how you'll able to behave and you'll able to talk about the technology and all, you'll get that knowledge. And one more thing, don't say that I'm having 8 years of experience or 7 years of experience or 5 years, 6 years of experience in the DevOps only. No, it's completely wrong, because DevOps method is only adopted, means every entrepreneur or all projects are adopting that from 2018 only. Don't say 8 years, 9 years experience in only DevOps. No, they then you will be simply caught over there. Just say in DevOps it's 4 years, 5 years. That's it. Is it clear, Praveen?
Yeah. So, are we going to cover Azure administration as well, Krishna, or only pure Azure DevOps?
No, not administration. Administration is separate again. We are
Okay.
going to learn about the few models which are required for the DevOps project on the Azure. So that's what it is, the course Azure DevOps only.
Okay.
Administration is again different it is. So
Okay.
there are a few models which are also included in the administration and also in the DevOps.
Okay. So do we need any prerequisites to continue with this one? Maybe because any system configuration or any prerequisite knowledge for this one?
Nothing is required. Means in your laptop, the tools, any softwares, and nothing is required. The only thing is required from your commitment.
No,
You
because the
need
thing is, right now I just connected from my organization laptop. So as you know that we can't download anything in this.
no issue,
If you
no issue.
need,
You
if you are
can
not, okay.
yeah, you
If
can
you are
use it.
working on only on cloud, maybe I can continue to use the same laptop, or maybe
Yeah. You can use it, and no organization will not going to block this site. Azure, Google,
Okay.
these sites. Okay, you will be able to open and you can use. You can practice it. No prerequisite, any software not required. And only the thing is, you need to focus on the course. You need to practice daily. Then only you will be habituated to the console. You will be habituated to the site, which Azure site. Then later, when you switch to the project, if your senior is telling to you, please, Praveen, do that thing. Means if you're asking that where is that service, so it's completely a useless thing, right? You need to practice. Then you will be habituated to the cloud. You will simply get to know that yeah, this service is available under this section. You will go over there and you will do your work.
Okay. So that means we are not going to use any virtual machine boxes or anything else, right?
Nothing. Everything on the cloud. Everything we are doing virtually.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So, and one more thing, the last one is regarding the time. So, are we following the same time pattern from 9 p.m. daily IST time zone, or are we going to switch to any other time zones?
Yeah, Ganesh will ping you regarding the times, because we are running a multiple batches. So he will going to take your timing and my timing also, and he will arrange your time for convenient to all, and we will decide one
because
time.
maybe we need to follow one timing for this particular
Yes,
batch.
and it is going to be 30 to 35 days duration. Every day, 1 hour after class, recording will be available within a 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it from my end, Krishna. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone? Any other confusion, doubts? Okay then. If no one is not having any confusion, doubts,